I'm going to talk to you guys about finding objects in images by color. So first of all, we need an image to find objects within. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to access my webcam here. Hello. Right, and then let's take this. Cool. And as an object, I've got this apple, which is green, and we can just take a picture. And I'm going to highlight some pixels on here that we want to capture. Cool. Right, so the way that we're going to do this is by thinking about each pixel has its own RGB value. And if we want to think about those as a color space, it's kind of this cube. And we want to threshold each value, so create a kind of mini cube inside that hopefully has all the pixels of that green apple. And so we can take these pixels and like move them into this color space. So they've got the kind of shape of the colors here, and you can see that green patch up there. And if we highlight those pixels that I drew a circle around, you can see that kind of thin line. And the problem here is if you're making a kind of bounding box within that, because this traverses it diagonally, you've got our bounding box has to get very big to kind of capture all the pixels. It's going to bring in all the other ones. So one way around that is to, instead of using RGB, we can switch to something called something like HSV or HSL, and that's more of a cylinder shape. So it's kind of around the way you've got hue, out the way you've got saturation, and downwards you've got value. And the nice thing about this is you can see that it's a bit more of a kind of slice of that color space. So you're able to kind of isolate it a lot easier. So what I can do is I can threshold based on those, and now when we bring it back to an image, we should hopefully have found the apple. There it is. Cool. Now the nice thing about this is that it's a very kind of quick function to perform. So rather than just doing it on a static image, we can go back to video and track it for all the frames. And you can see it is quite responsive, kind of works. And we can do stuff like, if I track here, I can draw pictures or wavy lines. And you can see how quickly it's able to track them. And the nice thing about this is just a web page, right? So, and this is a kind of canvas element inside it. So what we can do is we can change stuff like CSS properties of that canvas element. So here I'm changing the transform. And it's kind of cool because I'm changing a CSS property based on the position of my apple that I'm holding in front of it. Yeah, so yeah, that's that. I'm Ben Boxall, Benjamin Bemin on Twitter. Like, give me a shout or whatever.